In the quiet town of Havenwood, nestled amidst rolling hills and a shimmering lake, life followed the gentle rhythm of the seasons. For Elise and her younger brother, Max, life felt particularly perfect. Still, with stories shared between their parents, Elise and Max found their own sense of wonder in the tales of daring space travelers and fantastical worlds. Little did they know, their fondness for imagination was about to be put to the test. Max, ever curious and eager to assist, adored helping his sister. He wasn't quite as adept, but his enthusiasm brought life to every seed they planted. The atmosphere pulsed with electricity, and a brush of vibrant colors danced across the heavens. Max asked, clutching Elise's hand tightly. "I'm not sure," she replied, eyes wide as she traced the patterns in the sky. Yet they preferred to dismiss such tales, believing themselves far removed from such troubled wonders. The children exchanged nervous glances, feeling a strange mixture of excitement and fear. Then, with a blinding flash, it all disappeared. Families resumed their activities, comforted by the night's stillness. Or was it merely their imagination playing tricks on them? In the weeks that followed, unease settled deep within the town's core. Elise was predisposed to believe that shared kindness during tough times was the town's greatest asset. What if they worked together? We've all felt odd lately. Maybe this is the best way to shake it off. Liz grinned wide, her brown curls bouncing excitedly. I love it. Let's pitch it to Mess. Alan, after school, shall definitely support us. Max joyfully painted signs and set up booths, while Elise fluttered about, providing gentle nudges of encouragement to neighbors and friends alike. The people of Havenwood filled the square eagerly, chatting and engaging over warm apple cider and homemade pastries. The sky loomed overhead, but they felt brave. Conversation stilled and the laughter dimmed. Elise grabbed Max's hand, their hearts synchronized in a rhythm of fear as a force surged, shaking the ground beneath them with unnerving intensity. A collective gasp shifted to the warmth of unity, providing a shield against the looming unknown. Days turned to weeks again. Strange footprints led from the lake's shadows into the unfamiliar. Curiosity piqued their hearts while trepidation lingered. I think we should follow these, Max exclaimed, his adventurous spirit lighting up with the befuddlement of what lay ahead. The children paused, hearts drumming in the delicate balance of fear and awe. Lunchtime talks about whimsical travelers now standing mere feet before them, alive in color and light. This was their moment. Embracing the unexpected gifts of friendship and community, they stepped forward, hand in hand, into the unknown, daring to create their own destiny. As Elise and Max stood at the edge of the unfamiliar hill, the vibrant colors cascaded around them, iridescent and shimmering against the backdrop of the night sky. "Who are you?" Elise called out, her voice trembling slightly as her curiosity overcame her fear. It was distinctly humanoid but ethereal, with delicate features and a smile that shimmered like starlight. "We have come to learn, to share, and to share your spirits." Elise glanced at Max, her brother's wide eyes mirrored her awe. Both amazed and terrified, their feet felt rooted to the ground. "What do you mean by share our spirits? In times of uncertainty, we seek to embrace those who embody the essence of hope," Leora explained. "Your town has been touched by moments of struggle, yet your kindness and unity radiate strong throughout." Elise shifted uneasily. "But why us? We're just kids," she stuttered, doubt creeping into her mind. "It is in your shared experiences that we see the potential for greatness. Will you join us on a journey to explore the power of your hearts?" There was something unique about this moment, the way the weight of uncertainty transformed into exhilarating possibility. "Well, do it," she said, her voice steady and resolute. "Well, help you." Blossoms clocked with brilliant petals released laughter-like sounds as they turned to greet the young travelers. Along their journey, they encountered other beings, each with their own stories and gifts to share. "Your acts of kindness are like seeds in a garden," one Karuka explained, gesturing as seeds of light sprouted. They mirrored dancing children, spinning with laughter and delight. As Elise and Max joined them, they felt barriers melting away. Each time they smiled, light flickered in the background, echoing their camaraderie. Eventually, Leora led them to a great celestial gathering, where beings from various worlds and dimensions were merging together to share the deepest truths. They were there to share stories of trials and triumphs, of isolation and togetherness. The cacophony of voices stilled as all eyes turned toward them, curious to hear what these children had to share. It creates ripples that touch others, sometimes in ways we might never see. Our community may be small, but together we can withstand anything. Cheering erupted from the crowd as warmth enveloped them. They had crossed a threshold. A realization washed over Elise like refreshing rain. One by one, beings from distant realms came forward to offer their shared wisdom, crafting a tapestry of love and kindness that exploded in light. Eventually, Leora stepped forward once again, its shimmering presence sending a wave of vibrance through the air. Know that you have the power to inspire change, to nurture love, and to ignite hope. As the spellbinding landscape solidified around them, a chorus of chirping crickets greeted them, the unmistakable smell of home wrapping around their souls. The sun was just setting, casting a golden hue over the familiar ground. Elise squeezed her brother's hand tightly. Yes, it did, and it has to mean something. In the following days, inspired by their adventure, the siblings shared their stories with Havenwood. Jenkins knitted blankets for shelter kittens. How Mr. Elise watched as walls of doubt and fear crumbled, replaced with an atmosphere bubbling with hope. As the seasons shifted into its new kaleidoscope of colors and scents, Havenwood bloomed with freshly painted murals, a tapestry of shared kindness which stretched across their beloved town. Standing among the townsfolk, Elise reflected. In the midst of the gathering, Leora's words echoed in her mind, imbuing her spirit with purpose. Kindness, she learned, was far beyond a singular moment. It was a journey, a beautiful exchange that could bridge their worlds. Together, they reveled in the joy of connection, of belonging. The growth they had all forged together echoed in their laughter and kindness, shimmering against the backdrop of endless possibilities. As autumn deepened, Havenwood was transformed into a picturesque landscape, adorned with burly pumpkins and russet leaves hanging in the air like memories caught between seasons. Havenwood's first annual festival of connection was taking shape. Elise stood back one afternoon, surveying the makeshift festival ground. It felt magical, each moment pressing upon her heart like the softest caress. She caught sight of Mr. Watch. Max called out, bounding over with the enthusiasm of a young boy ready to make it happen. Elise chuckled softly at the sight. Her brother had taken the embrace of their adventure to heart, and was determined to share that joy with everyone. Elise, it was Liz, her ever-optimistic friend, skipping over with a dazzling array of handmade crafts, vibrant and full of life. You know, to symbolize our connections, Liz said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. That's a wonderful idea. Days merged seamlessly, filled with anticipation for the festival. As the sun dipped lower each evening, the unlikely friendships formed in the warmth of community became visible in everyday conversations and shared smiles. The sun broke free, illuminating Havenwood in a glow of golden light. People gathered in the town square, their hearts bubbling with excitement. The festival pulsed with life, echoing a sense of belonging. His laughter was the very essence of childhood, unrestrained and unfiltered. Perhaps it was just the thrill of the moment. Perhaps it was the manifestations of kindness that lingered unseen. Take some time to think about your connections, Liz suggested, guiding people in creating different colored bands. Each color represents something special about the person you're creating it with. They shared stories of encounters with mysterious beings and an extraordinary adventure that rekindled the hearts of those who had long forgotten whimsy amidst adult worries. As dusk began to paint the sky with starlit memories, the townsfolk prepared for the evening's grand finale, a community bonfire lighting up the night. Elise clutched a bundle of bracelets she'd made earlier, a bittersweet nostalgia washing over her. Max appeared at her side, tugging insistently on her sleeve. "Can we tell our story?" he asked excitedly, his voice pulsing with the thrill of the moment, belied by the freckled nose crinkling up in anticipation. "Absolutely, let's go." Max beamed, standing proudly beside her. "Thank you all for being here," Elise began, her voice steady despite a whirlwind of emotion swirling within. But it also reflects something much grander, something we learned from beings beyond our world. We encountered extraordinary beings who taught us about kindness and the importance of embracing one another. We learned that connection is the heart of who we are. The audience erupted with applause. We can lift one another, just as you've all lifted us throughout this journey. Thoughts poured through both of their souls as they spoke about their adventures, emphasizing how the bonds they strengthened rippled beyond their town. The final heartbeat before they finished resonated within the conscious, and Elise stood strong, the weight of their journey visible in her eyes. Reach out, light something brighter than yourselves, today, tomorrow, and always strive to connect. The vibrant colors ignited in brilliant golds and reds, spiraling upward along with the lingering laughter. Max, beaming from ear to ear, suddenly turned to Elise, his eyes twinkling with joy. This is a new beginning for everyone, isn't it? Friends and families embraced one another, exchanging not just tokens of appreciation, but heartfelt words sewn together in the fabric of connection. From that day onward, the festival became an annual tradition, blooming into an event where connection and generosity flourished in a garden built on kindness. From friendship, bracelets symbolizing shared experiences, to collaborative art projects celebrating local history, the display of empathy flared to life, shimmering brightly beyond their surroundings. Their adventure had taught them that growth wasn't about reaching distant stars, but cherishing the connections they made along the way.